News at 10.
All right, Allison, thank you, and stay with us for the latest on the corruption probe. As we mentioned, several more cases are still pending, and we will bring you continuing coverage right here on WB17 News at 10. Lincoln High School parents and administrators sat down tonight to try to figure out how to curb violence in their school. WB17 News at Mayfair School this evening for the discussion. The meeting is the result of a brawl earlier this month. More than 20 Lincoln students arrested following a large food fight during lunchtime. Since then, a new security team has taken over, but parents and people in the neighborhood argue it is not enough to keep their kids safe.
Please take care of this before someone in this neighborhood, this neighborhood has had it. Somebody, Scott, I like the town watch, I like that, but you know what, it's getting to a boiling point.
Some parents blame the problems in overcrowding. The school district says it is working on plans for a new school to ease the strain. A scare this morning at Lower Merion High School. Students evacuated after a chlorine spill in the pool area. Hazmat teams were called out to inspect the school. No one was hurt. Students were sent home early. Classes will resume tomorrow. A Pennsylvania state trooper hospitalized tonight after a nasty accident in Montgomery County. He was on his way to be part of the motorcade for President Bush's visit to Lancaster when he was hit. WB17's Tim Furlong live at the hospital at the University of Pennsylvania with the latest on the trooper's condition tonight. Tim.
Yeah, Scott, the trooper was in surgery for about 6 hours tonight. His leg was badly damaged early this morning when a woman ran her car into the side of his state-issued Harley-Davidson.
During the course of this campaign,
Trooper Joseph Altieri never made it to Lancaster to help escort the president. At 6:50 this morning, a woman in an Audi ran into him as he headed south on Trooper Road in Lower Providence Township. Construction worker Brian Bortz watched it happen.
We just heard a crash, and then the sound of like a motorcycle or, a large box being dragged down the road. And we saw sparks flying.
Brian and other motorists rushed down to the trooper's side.
We went over to the gentleman. He was screaming for help.
Trooper Altieri was airlifted to Penn. There, the married 8-year veteran of the force underwent major surgery on his badly damaged left leg. At this point, no charges have been filed against the woman driving the Audi, although state police accident reconstruction teams are still investigating. While the trooper didn't get injured actually fighting crime, the crash shows just being out on the road so much has its risks.
It's definitely an occupational hazard. Troopers go to work every day and kiss their families goodbye, and they go out there and they risk their lives to protect the people of the Commonwealth, and that's our job. That's what we signed on to do.
Trooper Altieri is stationed at the State Police Belmont Barracks. His colleagues there say he's a great trooper and an even better guy. They wish him a speedy recovery. We're going to keep you posted on the investigation. Live in University City tonight, Tim Furlong, WB17 News at 10.
Only 6 days in counting until America votes, and Pennsylvania is the target as candidates go full steam ahead on the campaign trail. Today, President Bush in Lancaster County, he spoke about the war on terror, and he struck back at what he calls John Kerry's wild accusations that mismanagement is responsible for missing explosives in Iraq.
this top foreign policy advisor admits, quote, "We do not know the facts." Think about that. The senator is denigrating the action of our troops and commanders in the field without knowing the facts.
The president will be in Lower Makefield Township, Bucks County tomorrow. Meanwhile, John Kerry spent his day in Iowa. He spoke with elementary school children, then urged Americans to choose a fresh start, saying middle-class families can't afford 4 more years of Bush. Kerry also criticized the president over those missing explosives in Iraq.
380 tons of explosives that could be in the hands of terrorists, and you do everything exactly the same way? On Iraq, the president just doesn't see it. He doesn't see it, so he can't fix it. I do see
Meantime, a poll released today shows Kerry and Bush in a dead heat in the battle for New Jersey. The Quinnipiac University survey gave each candidate 46%. Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton campaigned today for John Kerry at Montgomery County Community College in West Philadelphia.
We are on a mission.
Senator Clinton appeared at Penn Memorial Baptist Church. Later, she sat down with our Steve Highsmith to talk about the election, her husband, and her possible future.
Senator, thanks for talking with us. A lot of Democrats, a significant number, tell me they don't like George Bush, but even to this day they say, you know, What will John Kerry really do? To you, who is John Kerry?
John Kerry is a very serious, thoughtful man who has a distinguished record serving our country. He is a person who has a good gut instinct himself, and I think will make an excellent president for our country.
In 1864, Abraham Lincoln said, "I'm not worried about re-election because Americans don't like changing those horses while they're crossing the stream." Should we change horses during a war?
Well, I think that if you look at the comparison, Abraham Lincoln was a person who asked hard questions all the time. I don't know what's happened in the current administration, but they have denied reality time and time again. I think that's dangerous. You know, they sometimes accuse John Kerry of changing his position to suit the facts, but I think that's what you're supposed to do in life.
Your husband was here on Monday. What's he tell you about what effect it's having on him?
He's a little tired. He came home last night, but he loved being in Philadelphia. I'll tell you, I think it was what the doctor ordered, actually.
This has nothing to do with John Kerry, but you're human. Isn't there a part of you that says, I want John Kerry to win, of course, but if he doesn't, that's okay, given what could happen to you in 4 years?
Not at all. You know, I love being the senator from New York, and I want a Democratic president back in the White House because I think that will be good for New York, it'll be good for Pennsylvania, it'll be good for America.
Thank you, Steve. Excellent interview. Well, as the song goes, it was a family affair in North Philadelphia today to get young voters to the polls next Tuesday. Oh yeah, give it up for hip-hop mogul Sean P. Diddy Combs and Mary J. Blige, who stopped by Temple University for the Vote or Die campaign. The movement targets the younger generation and encourages people to get off the sidelines and vote.
We want kids that get involved in the process, and we wanted them to take it serious. And so that was the campaign slogan. It has woken up a sleeping giant. It has woken up a whole generation and a race of people that have been disinterested in the election process.
Vote or Die will be traveling to several more cities until Election Day. All right, first forecast time, and we have been talking about it all week. We're looking at possible 70-degree weather. WB17 meteorologist Kurt Clyde joining us now with the steamy forecast. Hey, Kurt.
Yeah, well, we've got to take first things first. Today we did manage to make it into the 60s. We'll see if we can eclipse that as we head towards the weekend. Look at this. In the morning, there were actually a few very light showers trying to make it through. What we're doing now is seeing if we can clear it out for the eclipse that is taking place. But don't rush out to see it. You got plenty of time here. Totality starts at 10:23 and continues. We're right in the middle of the zone of totality, so it continues until 11:45. It's the Earth's shadow covering the moon. We'll take a look at it and, of course, have your forecast for Halloween and beyond coming up.
Still to come tonight, a miracle find in a mound of dirt. More on the amazing rescue of a little boy buried in a landslide. Also to the rescue, a daring mission to save a canine caught in a doggy dilemma. We'll show you the dramatic conclusion.
A woman can never have too many handbags. I'm Tracy Sable, and I'll tell you about some local moms that turn their passion for purses into a fashionable business.
Those stories plus a controversial world leader collapses and the small piece of plastic that could revolutionize how people cope with aching backs. When WB17 News at 10 continues.
I'm not saying it's your fault, but it's just, it's jammed or something.
What are you doing?
Step back. What are you doing in my car?
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines from Philadelphia to